How much does it take to be considered rich in 2022? Do you really need to be making six figures in order to be considered a top income earner? We're going to be covering that in this video. Shout out to Capitalize for sponsoring this one. They can roll over your old 401ks, but more on that later. Hey, what's up guys? It's Justine with Debt Free Millennials, the channel to help you crush your debt and live payment free. And when you crush that debt, when you get to that point, you may be thinking, I am rich. I have done it. Actually, it does take a little bit more than just getting rid of your debt. And I found this really interesting study by Go Banking Rates that I wanted to share with you guys because it really does depend on where you live. If you're in a rural area versus a high cost of living area, your income obviously makes a big difference in what's considered rich. So let me hop over to this study and show you what I mean. All right, so this study measures how much income you would be needing to make in 50 different US cities. And they did this in order, starting with Detroit at the bottom of the list. Now, the lowest income, this was crazy. The lowest income to be considered rich, or in the top 20% of income earners in Detroit, is $66,139. I just thought that was kind of wild because I live in San Diego and it's nowhere near that amount. It's a lot higher. So I wanted to keep scrolling through here and show you some of my neck of the woods where I grew up. And I grew up in Kansas City, but Wichita also caught my eye because I do have family that lives in Wichita. So in order to be considered rich in Wichita, Kansas, you need to be making $104,212, but the average income of the top 20% is $178,238. Now, that's quite a lot for Wichita, Kansas, I thought, but then I was also thinking, okay, yeah, Boeing is there, Koch Industries is there, there's a lot of big corporations that are actually headquartered in Wichita, so maybe that's skewing this data a little bit. Let's go. Okay, Kansas City, Missouri. Here we go. In order to be considered rich, you need to be making at least $109,276. The average income of the top 20% in KC is $190,266. And if you want to be part of the elite top 5, you need to be making an average of $336,124. Oh, now that'll get you a long ways in that city. I can guarantee it, because the cost of living in Kansas City versus San Diego or New York or Chicago is just so much more affordable. In fact, I want to actually just scroll through to, wait, Dallas caught my eye. Dallas, you need to be making at minimum $112,570. Top 20%, $249,354. I have a ton of friends who live in Dallas and they've tried to recruit me to live there, but I don't know, guys, SoCal is where it's at right now, except for income earners. Let me show you this. We're all the way towards the top. Oh, number 7, here we go. Okay, so for San Diego, you need to be making at least $157,252 to be considered rich. And the average income of top 20% income earners is $274,941. Okay, that seems a little bit more realistic, and definitely top 5%, $479,743. Yes, I'm really quite surprised that the lowest income to be in the top 20% is $157,000. I don't know. I thought it would be higher than that, but because the salaries here are adjusted for just how expensive it is to live here, okay, that seems a little bit more realistic. So I know in order to build wealth, you definitely have to have multiple streams of income, and maybe you've changed careers over the years. But if you've been changing careers over the years, you definitely want to be sure that you are making your money work the hardest for you. So wouldn't it make sense to roll over an old 401k? But how do you do that? 401k rollovers have historically been tedious and intimidating. To say that it's complicated is an understatement. Think about all the things that you have to do when you roll over a 401k. You have to contact your old employer. Sometimes you have to contact the old provider. Maybe they've switched hands with your old employer. Then you have to fill out paperwork and sometimes even mail a paper check to your new provider. It's a headache. That's where Capitalize comes into play. Capitalize helps you roll over old 401ks into an IRA of your choice for free. With Capitalize, you can let an expert do all of the heavy lifting for you, including all of that complicated paperwork and forms. They can help you easily compare your rollover options, do everything mostly online, and did I mention it's free? Now, Capitalize may make a referral fee if you choose an IRA listed on their site, but the choice is totally up to you. Listen, there are over 24 million forgotten 401k accounts that add up to $1.35 trillion. Do not let one of those accounts be yours. Be sure to check out Capitalize using the link below today. So what does it take to get into that top 20% of income earners, regardless of what city that you live in? Now, I actually went back to an old school book that I cracked open, and that is The Millionaire Next Door. I love this book. It's one of my staples, and I wanted to see, what does the average millionaire habits look like? According to the book, the average millionaire saves 15% of their income and they invest 15 to 20% of their household realized income. They also drive used cars, buy inexpensive suits. They pretty much fly under the radar. You might see some guy who's wearing 5-year-old jeans and carrying an old crappy briefcase, and that's the millionaire that is actually building a lot more wealth than somebody who is driving the latest Tesla and purchasing the latest Oakleys. Do people still buy Oakleys? I think they do. They or their spouse are meticulous budgeters. And didn't I mention that the number one tool that helped me get out of $35,000 in student loan debt is my budget, and I still use it to this day. So think about all of those small habits that you can start putting into your life, whether that be contributing an extra $50 towards your retirement or shopping the clearance rack instead of buying something full price. You really can change your financial stars by adjusting and adding in these small habits that are more permanent and changing your lifestyle to fit those needs. Now remember, one of the best ways to help you build wealth is to make sure the money that you have earned is working the best for you. So go on the hunt this year. Are there old brokerage accounts or retirement accounts that you've forgotten about from previous jobs? Even if it's $1,000, I remember doing this from my first job. I think my retirement, my 401k plan had something like $1,000 in it, but it was $1,000 that I would have left on the table had I not forgotten to roll over that 401k. Now that was like 10 years ago. And I wished Capitalize was around and I had known about them before, because it would have made the process so much easier. Be sure to check out Capitalize if you are in need of rolling over an old 401k, and let me know in the comments, was this list and this study eye-opening? Give this one a big thumbs up. I'll catch you in the next one.